So next up, we gotta cover all 6 episodes of fucking His and Hers.
Okay, now this
Listen, should I just jump into the it's gonna even take me a while just to read the synopsis.
I
But
believe it.
okay, um, we both had saw the trailer. I think I sent you the trailer.
Yeah,
Um, I was intrigued by the trailer. I did not rewatch it again prior to watching the show.
yeah,
I fucks with Tessa Thompson, of course.
yeah.
John Berthal, I definitely put up there in terms of like actors for me and the stuff that I've seen him in. The Walking Dead, Punisher. He was a Wolf of Wall Street. I think he was in the movie Widows. He's been in a bunch of shit and he
Yeah.
always excels. I think for me personally, why he stands out is like I think it's very hard to show intensity in a believable way as an actor, and every time he hit when his characters are forced to do so, he absolutely excels at it. And he showed me a version of himself in this show that I did
Yeah.
not kind
You
of
never seen
expect.
before.
Um, so I was like, okay, I'm going to watch this. But I don't know if you have any thoughts before I read these 3 long ass paragraphs.
Jesus, I know they long. Just get into that.
Okay. So His and Hers. Episodes 1 to 3, I guess you could consider the investigation. The series begins with the brutal murder of Rachel Hopkins, who is found in the woods with a friendship bracelet stuffed down her throat. Anna Andrews, played by Tessa Thompson, a disgraced news anchor, uses the case to force her way back into her job, while her estranged husband, Detective Jack Harper, played by John Berthal, leads the official investigation. The tension peaks early when it's revealed that Jack was having an affair with
Mm,
the victim, as was with her the night she died. As
mm,
Anna digs deeper, she realizes Rachel was part of a Mean Girls clique in high school that included Anna,
mm.
Jack's sister Zoe, and the local headmistress Helen. One by one, these women start turning up dead, and Anna and Jack begin a dangerous game of cat and mouse, each
Mhm,
convinced the other is the killer.
mhm.
Episodes 4 and 5, you can consider the Lexi red herring. The middle episodes focus on a woman named Catherine Kelly, an outcast who is cruelly bullied by the group in high school. The show leads us to believe that Anna's professional rival, Lexi, is actually Catherine in disguise,
Mm,
back for revenge. A massive flashback reveals a horrific party from their teens where Rachel, Zoe, and Helen stood by
mm.
and watched Catherine be assaulted while a young Anna did nothing to stop it. By the end of episode 5, Lexi is framed as the primary suspect, and the police believe they closed the case after a violent confrontation between Lexi and Anna. Then,
Mhm.
episode 6, the final reveal. In the finale, the Lexi theory is debunked. After a 1 year time jump, Anna and Jack have reconciled and are expecting a baby, seemingly having moved past the trauma of losing their first daughter to SIDS. However, a final visit to Anna's mother, Alice, played by Crystal Fox, reveals the dark truth. Alice had been faking her dementia as a cover.
Mm,
After
mm.
discovering old tapes of the high school assault, she became the silent protector, systematically murdering the woman who ruined her daughter's life. The series ends on a chilling note, suggesting that Anna and Jack have their happy ending. It was built on a trail of bodies left by a mother who took protecting her child to the lethal extreme.
Mm.
What were your immediate thoughts?
After I watched that, I said, "What the fuck did I just watch? What did I just watch?" Because I was like, when they got to the part where they found out that Lexi and first off, that was insane. Catherine and Lizzie being the same person was so freaking nuts, where I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, yeah, she definitely did it." Like, not only you followed this lady to her job. Like, you hated this girl so much, you followed her to her job, and you basically wanted to take her whole entire job. So I'm
Mhm.
thinking that makes complete sense. But when she started reading that letter and that voice change,
I was confused, so confused. Because I'm sitting back the way I'm sitting back now, watching the finale, and
yeah,
the events play out or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. This kind of wrapped up pretty quick.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
press the thing on my remote. I'm like, wait, there's mad time left. And
yeah.
then she gets the letter or whatever. She starts reading it, and then because the parts of the letter are things that she repeats multiple times
Yeah, she
throughout
was
the
saying it like
season.
the in the beginning of each episode.
Right. So I'm like, okay, this is holds some level of significance. And then
Right.
when it changes the voice, I literally sit back up on my chair and I'm like, wait a minute. Because and it's funny because my homegirl is texting me about the show the
Yeah.
past couple days, and I'm like, bro, I would have never guessed that as the
Never.
plot twist. Cause like
Never.
I see the mom with the dementia. I'm not really paying attention to the mom like that. Like
No.
it's just a level of trauma that Anna has to deal with on top of everything else that's happening. So I'm
Right.
taking it as like, grain of salt. But I'm like, wait, she was out here catching these bodies the whole entire time?
Bodies after bodies after bodies.
Bruh, bruh, bruh. And then the first one where she takes off her clothes,
Bruh.
I was like, oh, this motherfucker.
She was in it. When I say that is calculation,
Listen, man. I do
that
have like
is
a question later
calculation.
on, but like
Okay.
yeah, that was wild to me. That's
That
why I
was
text you crazy
okay.
because I was like, I was not expecting that. Like,
Yeah.
once it got to like the Catherine Kelly part, I was like, oh, okay, she's the only person that we haven't seen in the modern day. Like, she's the one that's out here killing people or whatever. And even like Lexi's husband, he's
Yeah.
I guess you could consider him a prominent actor. He was in The Wire.
Uh-huh.
He's in that TV show Halo. He's done a bunch of
Yeah,
shit.
he's been in some stuff.
But had it not been him, you could have casted anybody as like the cameraman. So I was like,
Yeah.
there's a reason why they casted you specifically. So
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay, the Catherine thing, I kind of once they got to that part, I was like, okay, I kind of figured that out. But I
Yeah.
was fine with that just being like the main plot
Yes.
line.
Well, I was like,
So
okay,
then
that
when
that
they
makes so
turn
much sense. Yes.
the only thing, and maybe I wasn't paying attention, the only thing they haven't explained is the opening. Because remember, the show opens with Anna
Her
going back
scene.
to, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only thing I don't understand.
I think that was like for us I feel like for how the show went, that was for us viewers to think Anna was the person because think about how it happened. This is how they kind of set it up. It opens up with you seeing a dead body, and then you see Anna watching, like seeing them fucking or whatever. In my case, I thought she was just seeing the dead body or whatever. She runs home. Her house is filthy, by the way.
Yes.
Filthy, filthy, filthy. Gets herself to that's like the first thing I wrote. This house is filthy. What is this? She goes back, she cleans herself up, and she goes straight to work. So in my head, I'm thinking she's a psycho. And also she's pitching, hey, a dead girl in my hometown.
Right.
I seen it. I want that story. And it's like, has the news even dropped that the lady did? So
Nope.
they're like making it seem like, yes, it's Anna. It's like to
Mhm.
your point, it's like that was the whole point of
I
they
still
Anna or Jack.
That makes sense. I don't get the teeth thing. That's the only part that
What's he
because
thing?
because didn't she like her
Oh,
teeth?
but bust her lip.
Yeah,
How did she
that
bust her lip?
she busted her lip in her fight with Lexi.
Yes, I saw that, but it was busted before then.
I
Okay, so yeah,
that's the one thing that they didn't explain.
they didn't explain the busted lip part.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know,
I agree.
but I could. Whew, I definitely have points throughout each of these episodes.
Yes,
Well, this is gonna be a recurring theme.
yes.
Whoever I know they had black people working on the production. Whoever was styling Tessa,
Oh, yeah, she looked great. Every outfit, her hair was always perfect. And you know what? I actually had this note. Her hair, when her and Jack are, like, meeting up and it's supposed to be raining and stuff, and her hair gets the poofing up,
yes.
she couldn't sustain that Georgia humidity, and it ain't no joke, and that showed. That was being showed. I said, "Okay, I like that. That's detail. Now that's
But yeah,
detail."
her outfits was elite. Like
Yeah,
episode 1, she had like this sheer velvet teal thing going on.
yeah.
Magnificent. Low key, one of my favorite characters on there was her boss because he was just saying
Jim
whatever the fuck comes to his mind.
Jim said, "I gotta
Um,
get to this money. I don't care about nothing else."
because Anna, when she goes back to work, she says, how do you suddenly make that woman the face of the station, Jim, in Atlanta?" And he said, I don't see color. I was like, bro, what? I was dying.
Which is true though.
I was dying.
Blonde hair girl in Atlanta, the face what? No.
Yeah. Even though they position it as like, you're supposed to believe that something's off with her, I just found it like really hard to believe that she would kill someone
Yeah.
to try to get her job back and her glory. Like that wasn't, I don't know.
That
That was
even
like my
that
early.
would've been a crazy storyline though.
Yeah, but then it's also like, I don't
Desperate
know.
time,
I
desperate
don't know. I
measure.
don't know. I don't know.
Jeez.
The first episode was so good because there's so many twists and turns. Obviously we see Jack avoiding providing that DNA sample on purpose because clearly
His
he,
semen
he didn't
was definitely inside of
he,
her.
he did not stay strapped. Um and then also that's when his sister, when he goes downstairs, his sister questions
Mhm.
him about where his whereabouts the previous evening. It's like you and she said like, "Oh, you smell good." Like clearly he was doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing, which was the Rachel's perfume. Um
Before we move on to the next one, 'cause how, they started off with, like, Jack playing with the niece, with Meg, so I'm thinking, "Okay, that's his little girl, go downstairs,
yes,
the drunk white girl." I'm like, "Okay, like, maybe they're together," but I was like, "Well, dang, he's so mean to her," but he like I'm thinking they're together. So, as we go on and it's like, "No,
that's
Anna,
his
his
sister.
wife?"
Yeah, that
It's
was
like,
also like
"Oh."
that was
Yeah,
kinda like yeah,
yeah,
that was interesting, and I
yeah,
have another question about that too.
yeah.
Hopefully, I remember.
Okay.
I think the first episode was good, like, they try to pitch it as, like, possibly they're both responsible for this
Yes.
woman's, murder, and, like, you could see, like, it's this game of cat and mouse and, like,
Yeah.
who could kinda pin the murder on the other person.
For
Yeah,
yeah, having a detective and a journalist as, like, husband and wife was such an interesting thing because journalism, they try to get down to the truth, and detectives do the exact same thing in their own way, so having that
uh-huh.
was, like, kinda very smart, actually.
Yes, yes. I don't know if you have any points before we move on to episode 2.
No, I think at the end, I thought Anna killed her. Yeah, I thought at the end of the episode, I said, "Oh, yeah, she killed her."
Episode 2, I was absolutely loving John and Tessa's chemistry. Like,
Mhm.
they operated like a couple that used to be married. You could tell, like, there was still some genuine love
Yeah.
there or whatever, and, like, they hate each other, but they really love each other because
Yeah.
that's because the hate was real, but it's
Yeah.
also like, I don't hate you enough to, like, despise you. I hate you enough because of whatever transpired, obviously, with their kid
Oh.
passing.
Going back to episode 1, when not Tessa, Anna, she yells out, "Is it true that you knew the girl?"
Making shit hot. Making shit hot. Making shit hot.
Immediately. That shit I was like, "What? He knew it?" But I was like, "It's a small town in Georgia." Of course, like, everything makes sense to me. I'm from Georgia, so I understand. I understand the
Yes, yeah.
dynamics 100%.
I don't know what scene made
Yeah.
me write this, but I'm going to assume there was an argument in episode 2 between their 2, but
What?
John be fucking acting, man. Like,
Oh,
he really be acting, like it was he everything he does is just so believable. If he's
mhm.
angry, you believe he's angry. If he's hurt, you believe he's hurt. If
Yeah.
he's emotional and like, oh, he did a fantastic. I mean, everybody on the show did a fantastic, but he really did a fantastic job with that. Um oh, that's another thing. I feel like this show was like a blend of genres. Normally something that's a thriller kind of stays in like a thriller, very
Yeah.
serious sort of way. This was like thriller, mystery, a lot of good comedy that
Yeah.
didn't feel like out of place because when Jack and Priya are at the pathologist. I think they're bringing up the friendship bracelet. Priya said something, um, and then I think Priya said something along the lines of like, "Oh, I wouldn't have a friendship bracelet," and then the pathologist was like, "Would you say you had an abundance of friends, detective? Like, you giving me vibes that you're a loser. So
Right.
why would like why would you?"
Oh my
So
god.
the fact that they threw like humor in there was like kind of funny to me.
I also believe that's because of the actors and the actresses that they have in there, like, a lot of the actors and the actresses are people that I've seen in other things, like,
Mm,
Alice being, like, on Tyler Perry like, I remember her from Haves and the Have-Nots,
okay.
Tyler Perry, so and, like, Tessa even, like, Richard Jones, the husband, like, I've seen him I feel like I seen him in a comedy or something, I can't remember what it was.
He's done so many things.
Yeah, so it's like, I just feel like they had, like, abundance of
Talented people who could do all
range
of that.
exactly, to make it, like, yes, serious, but, like, let's drop a little jokey joke in here too.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and it felt like it almost made it human in a way, because a lot
Yeah.
of times it's like, "Oh, here's this really serious show, and these people
Tragedy.
going through serious situations," and,
You
like
gotta laugh.
yeah, versus, like, sometimes, like, motherfuckers just you could have a serious job and you just still funny. Or
Yeah,
a lot of times people be having like the most serious and most craziest job, and like their humor is the complete opposite of that.
yeah.
Which reminds me of Shorty from the Pit, that one Asian, the newcomer. She was just like she didn't give a fuck about nothing. Like the one person, that old guy who you couldn't resuscitate, like he died, and then
Uh-huh.
she was like, she turned around like, okay, I guess we could leave now. Like she was ready, she was gone. Um,
Can you
but
do?
yeah, at first I thought this was my theory at the time. I thought Priya was gonna figure out that Jack was the killer,
I did
which
too. I thought Priya was gonna figure I mean, technically she did,
she
kinda,
did, but
sorta.
she
Yeah,
was
yeah.
wrong.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
did, but she was wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it was a great sort of like, oh, you're the newbie, you don't know shit, but come to find out, she's actually better at her job than Jack
Then Jack
actually
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Which was also something because I don't remember which episode it was, but Anna said something to Jack was like, oh, when they're having the flashbacks, which is another point. The flashbacks that they did were just magnificent. Because normally when they do a flashback, it's like a character is somewhere. It doesn't have to be related to said location, but
Mhm.
they'll just think about something. Or you have a flashback episode or whatever. I feel like every time Anna was in a specific location,
They
she
would
was
drop it.
flash they'll have the flashback and it was at said location. And I was like,
Mhm. Oh,
chef's
like the ones in
kiss.
her room? Yeah, those are really good. Those are really, really good.
Chef's kiss. Chef's
They
kiss.
did definitely drop the flashbacks, like, exactly where they needed to be dropped, for sure.
Yes. So I think when they bought the house, she told Jack she was trying to tell Jack that, or she was trying to insinuate to Jack, like, "Hey, I'm pregnant." And
Mhm.
Jack was not getting it at all. And she was like, "Oh, they just make anybody a detective." And I was kind of like, "Yeah, he's not good at his job. Like, he's just running around
He
tricking."
just got a job, child, that's it.
Which is, if you know anything about small towns, like
That's how it be.
that's typically
I'm just
how it
getting a
goes.
paycheck. I'm just getting a paycheck. Trying to
What else do I have here? Patel sees she was on the phone when she left. Reminds me of when Jack said they need oh, yeah, when he said they need to find the phone immediately, that's because he knew his weird ass nudes was on that damn phone and he was blowing up Shorty's,
the husband.
yes, yes.
Clyde. Yes, he would listen, they said, "Do not call it, we need to find it." He as soon as they walked out that house but the crazy thing is that phone being in Jack's car was even crazier. Like, okay, yeah, he called as soon as they left, but it being in the car.
Which goes back to the whole point I just made about, like, Jack is horrible as a detective. Everything wrong that you could have done,
He
he
did it.
did. He left a footprint. He left his semen. The
Timberland boat
phone is
come
in his car. Like,
he didn't give a
he sent
damn.
he
He did
had all the text messages. Bro,
knowing that he just fucked her 10 hours ago.
everything wrong. Like, he ain't watch a First 48. He ain't watch a Law& and Order. He ain't watch none of them. He was just out here being messy and living his best life.
So funny where he used to like, he's just like, "You know what? I was in Atlanta PD." They was like, no murders ever get found in Atlanta. Like, you're not gonna find this one. I don't know. Like, we have no hope for you."
Oh,
That was
man.
so fun. They kept dropping that one though. That was kind of funny actually.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, Jack is just being very impulsive. He doesn't think. He's just whatever he thinks is going to, try to resolve the situation. He's just going
Yeah.
to go full force in it.
Yeah.
Tessa outfit, green snake skin, chef's kiss, chef's kiss,
Just putting that shit on.
bro. When this motherfucker went back home and swabbed his niece
That was
I lost it.
wild. That's when I was like, "Okay, hold on, Jack. I think you the murderer now. Because why would you swab your niece? Out of all people."
And obviously, they're going to figure out that the DNA is wrong. And like,
Exact
why is the DNA wrong from the detective?
flag. That's literally why Priya thought it was him. Like, are you trying to find the murderer or are you trying to cover up yourself? Like,
Bruh, out
tell
of
him.
control. Also in this episode, when he goes to the morgue and
Mhm.
he opens that lady's eyelids to unlock her phone.
That shit scared me. I know she ain't dead in
Bruh,
real life, but that shit scared the shit out of me.
bruh. I was like, wait, I see him doing all this shit. I'm like, okay, maybe he really did. Like, maybe his ring was on said woman or whatever the case may be. I don't know. Maybe he has some weird kinky shit going on. But it was like, wait, I know he's not about to unlock this phone by opening this woman's eyelids. Also, that is DNA that you're leaving on said body again.
Like
Like,
like, when I say somebody that did not use their brain at all,
bruh, he was bugging the fuck out. Um, yes, he was just reckless the whole episode. And it was just crazy. I don't know
yeah.
if you have any other points before we move on to episode 3.
When so I was really like I also at one point once I went to Clyde's house, I thought Clyde could have been a suspect because if the cops come to your house and you're acting so sad about your wife being dead and you get on the phone immediately like, yeah, like Rachel's dead, but don't fucking talk to me again after this. I thought like, dang, because he
Yeah,
didn't really love his wife. You can tell like he didn't love his wife. And Jack knew, you know what's so funny though? When he was like, "Yeah, my wife loved to fucking cars."
and
And
trucks. He did not hide it. He don't got no poker face at all. His head popped up like, what you said?
and
His
especially
bu-
Puff,
his
like,
body
damn.
language shifted. Like even what's his face and Priya left, and he was still standing there like, fuck. Like, bro. Like, and I had this for episode 2 of like, this show low key was like a serious soap opera drama. Like
Yeah,
it was like extreme, but still like well done, where it's
yeah,
not like over the top.
yeah, yeah. This is really good. Really great, limited series for sure.
Episode 3, this is when they start showing, the flashbacks to the girls and their Mean Girls
Mhm.
Club. And this is just a loose statement. Like, you gotta be a real low life to be a bully. Like, leave people alone, man. Like, you gotta be a
Taylor.
real low life to be a bully. Like,
Like,
just
seriously.
unnecessary. Unnecessary. I also thought it was very interesting that we only get monologues, or I guess voiceovers, no, narrations. We only get narrations from Tessa, like,
Mhm.
well,
Nobody
Anna,
else.
because I guess she's a reporter, and
I guess it's technically her story. She's like,
yeah, but it
yeah,
was just
the whole
interesting that.
thing to the ending of it's basically her story, kinda. The whole entire thing is her story when we get to,
Right.
like, the whole scene of it, like, actually what happened when they were in high school. So, yeah, I guess that made sense to
Yeah,
make her narrator.
yeah, it made sense, and I wrote that down of like,
Yeah,
obviously she's a reporter slash journalist, and like, how does that play towards the end of the series,
yeah,
and we see how
and she's
that
supposed to be
plays out.
writing a book this whole time while she was gone. So,
Right,
technically
right,
and I
right.
thought this whole time when I was reading the letters, I thought it was, like, inserts of her book. Like, that's
Mm,
the time. They
interesting,
were not. She wrote
interesting.
no book, I don't think.
And then I think this is when Jack goes back home, and then Zoe confronts him about swabbing her daughter or
Mhm.
whatever, and then he confesses that he think that he got caught up, that he was sleeping with Rachel or whatever. Zoe asks him repeatedly, "Did you kill Rachel?" And he never answers. He only says, the most he says is like, "I'm your brother. Why would you think I would do something like that?"
Yeah,
He never says no, which I
yeah,
found to be interesting at the time. Obviously, he
yeah,
didn't do it.
yeah.
Uh, and then when she said, like, "Why'd you swab me?" I thought she wasn't going to find out because obviously they position her as like this drunk, possibly
Right.
drunkie or whatever.
Who don't care about
So
their kid at all.
yeah, so when it's like, "Why'd you swab Meg?" I was like, "Oh shit,
Yeah,
you are fucked up."
yeah.
Another Tessa outfit comment, that red leather.
Dang, I don't remember all these damn outfits you
Listen, man.
pouring them out.
Listen,
Okay, fashionista.
listen, man. You if people know me, know my love for fashion. So I
Fashionista. Okay, I see.
but yeah, John, I mean, Jack being his usual self, a complete mess.
Yeah.
And I knew he wasn't gonna be able to get Priya off of his tail. Like she was gonna figure shit out. She was working after hours
Yes, she
to figure
was. She was
figure
putting
that
them
shit
puzzles
out.
together. You hear me? One plus one ain't
Um,
shooting her ass.
Another hilarious scene is when
What?
Jack sees Richard Jones at the supermarket and he grabs the Magnum condoms on purpose. Cause
What?
he knew that
Like,
Anna and them was fucking in the
yeah,
first episode. So it's
yeah,
like, sometimes you gotta show them what you're working with.
ridiculous.
Unnecessary.
Being a man. But also the items why he had, like, 2 things of bleach, that was like, okay.
Bad
When you have
detective yet again, because he focused on the condoms instead of
right, he
like,
didn't even see the items that he had on the thing, like, when I saw those 2 big things of bleach, I'm like, what he up to?" That's why when it was Izzy, I was like, "Oh, this makes complete sense. He was getting the bleach for his wife."
mhm,
Oh, yeah.
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. Then, again, still being an idiot, he went back to the scene of the crime. I was like, "Bruh, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?" And then obviously, I think they mention it in in episode 3, but clearly we know that, Anna was visiting I think she was attempting to visit their kid's grave, and then
Yeah.
that's when she saw Jack
Yeah.
getting his little pee-pee wet.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have any more points before we move on to episode 4.
Oh, we can move on. It's just I'm ready to get to where they're at the town hall.
Oh, yeah, I feel like the town hall scene was kinda, like, unnecessary. I kinda
It
tuned
was
out.
havoc. It was havoc, and it made me feel more like it was Anna because it was like she was literally setting it up for them
Mhm.
to react the way that they did. It's like because she's from there, she knows what to say to make them hoot and holler the way they were.
Yeah,
They were
and she's a
hooting.
journalist reporter, like,
Yeah,
she knows how to manipulate a large audience.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, next. We can go to the next one.
Episode 4, that's when I kinda my early theory or when I kinda confirmed, like, it was Catherine Kelly. She was the one,
They
well,
started dropping her more, yeah.
yeah, that's when I was like, "Oh, okay." It had to be the girl who was bullied and, like, you know,
Yeah,
started doing this shit. Obviously, it was wrong. I already previously mentioned how the flashbacks were, like, location specific. I think episode 4 was also the shortest episode, um, and I also felt like, there was sometimes there was portrayals that were kinda, like, making a mockery of, like, real world scenarios or real world people,
mm,
because they had that one moment when Lexi goes and interviews the husband, and she does,
child,
like, the whole, like, reporter, like, voice thing, and it was like, like, y'all this is like commentary, even like the boss, like the news anchor boss or whatever, like,
yeah.
that's typically, how they operate in the industry of like, we don't give a fuck about the truth, we give a fuck about what's
The
going.
story, what's gonna
Yeah,
sell? What's gonna
yeah, what's
sell?
gonna
What's gonna get
sell.
the people tuned in? Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So, those were my only oh, no, and I think this is also another scene where Tessa finally expresses herself to Jack about them losing their
Mhm.
daughter, and I thought that writing was so beautiful
Yeah,
because oftentimes when we're talking about losing a loved one,
yeah,
especially children,
yeah,
you just talk about, like, the idea of losing a child and, how hurtful it is or whatever the case is. And I think what was so great about that conversation was, like, she basically was saying, like, because Jack kept telling her, like, "It's going to be fine. Like, it's going to be okay. Like, yes, we lost our loved one or lost our child, but it's going to be fine." Versus, like, no, she probably needed the nurturing. She probably
she
needed the
needed
time
so much
away.
more.
She needed so much more, and he wasn't emotionally connecting in the way
He
that he
couldn't
needed to
understand
connect.
that.
Right.
He
And the
just wanted
way
to fix it. He just wanted to fix what was going
Right,
on.
which shows why he operated the way he operated in an entire season,
Mhm.
he's just more so focused about fixing shit versus
Yeah.
whether it actually makes sense. And
Yeah.
her being able to express like, no, I needed more. I needed time away. I needed to like decompress in a way
Yeah.
to like accept this new reality was more important than everything else going on. And like
Yeah.
you wasn't meeting me there. That's why I had to abandon you. Was
Yeah.
like I thought that was such a beautiful thing because a lot of times when we have not only in real life, but a lot of times when we see these situations in media, it's kinda
Mhm.
like, "Oh, okay, like, I'm there for you, you know, we're gonna be
Yeah.
fine," but it's like, "No, you're not going to be fine. There
Yeah.
is no more fine."
Yeah.
It's these are the things I tell my friends when they lose loved ones, like family
Mhm.
members of like, you now have to establish like your new normal. Like whatever you're not going to get back to that previous version of you. That version of you no longer exists. You had to
You gotta keep
establish.
you have to keep moving t and to just establish that. If you just stick there, it's gonna keep hitting you, but if
Right. If you're thinking like you're going to have those sentiments again of like
yeah,
feeling the way you used to feel, that's never going to happen. You have
no,
to now live in this new normal where it's like
yeah,
this
immediately.
pain and this grief.
Yeah,
It may not be here all the time, but it's going to pop up every so often.
absolutely.
So I thought that was like beautiful writing. I don't know
Yeah,
if you have anything else for episode
no,
4.
them fucking after that was, like, in the same way that he was fucking Rachel. Eerie. That scared the shit out of me, like, "Oh, who is Jack? He got the best pen in Dahlonega, Georgia." Like, what is this? Like, that was just too much for me, honestly. Truly,
Yeah, that was a lot. That was definitely a lot.
truly.
But I also could feel like she wanted to feel something, which is
Yeah.
why. Well,
She's
I don't even what was her well, I guess there was her sleeping
her
with well,
what?
no, her sleeping with Richard was to get back at Lexi. Would she have still done it if she knew that was Catherine?
No, I don't think so. I
I
don't
don't know.
think so. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think definitely to get back, like, "Bitch, you took my fucking job."
Right.
Don't take your
And
husband,
it's
like that,
probably
too
and
much
it's
man.
been and they made it clear, like, Richard steps out on his marriage on a consistent basis, like
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, she named his whole life. "Oh, she too busy for you," basically. So,
yeah,
yeah, you ain't
yeah.
had sex in a while, so I got you, I got you. But kinda rewind back, um, when we actually found out what happened to the girls, when Zoe was talking to Tessa, and was, like, saying, like, "You need to get over what happened to us," like, "It happened," like, she kinda, like, downplayed it, and then
Uh,
when it actually happened and how it happened, that is crazy that someone could downplay something that traumatic. Like, it
you
did
know
not
what they say about slavery, it was so long ago.
child.
Mm,
That was
mm.
scary. She was like, "You have to get over it." Like, she was like, "I never thought about it like that." Like, I didn't know how serious it was. You don't know how serious it is for somebody to get raped in front of you? Oh my god. What are we talking about?
I think that's why nobody necessarily would care or show sympathy as to why all of those girls were killed, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
which leads to a question I'm gonna try to hold off until later.
Okay.
Okay, so episode 4, um, I think this is when this is when Jack and Richard have a fight, and,
Oh.
I think, Jack thinks that Richard is the killer, or he's trying to pin the murder on Richard because he has, you know, previous, not allegations. He was previously hit with charges for like assault or some shit.
Mhm.
And then, you know, he's like, oh, and I think Richard is like explaining himself and he's like, oh, you know, like raw instinct or whatever the case is. He's
Yeah.
like, I tried to defend myself in this situation. And he was like, oh, so you always often operate off of raw instinct. And then Richard responds with, ask your
Like your
wife.
wife.
Bruh.
That's a good one.
Bruh.
That'll do it. That'll do it. That'll do it.
Um, I also have on here, is it really about Anna's revenge? Killing Rachel was convenient, and then Jack got caught up inconveniently. Because they were doing a lot of like, maybe Jack did it, maybe
Mhm.
Anna did it. And I think there was a level of like, okay, maybe Anna did get wanted to kill these people. And then Jack got caught up because he just happened to sleep with Shorty the same time. Like
Yeah,
Anna was always intended to like react get her revenge in some sort of way.
yeah.
Another Tessa Thompson outfit comment. That brown leather coat she had on, magnificent,
Oh my goodness.
magnificent. It definitely took a turn, got dark when the whole thing was about the whole R scene of like, this
Mhm,
is what really happened. I was like, I
mhm,
was not expecting that.
at
I was
all.
expecting some, petty sort of thing of like, you slept with my man or whatever, or like, um, you know, I tried to attack you and you end up dying mistakenly.
Yeah,
So for that to be the basis as to why things happen, I was like, oh,
yeah,
this got dark quick.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you have any more points before we get to the finale.
When Priya basically kinda put everything together and was, like, showing the bosses and Jack, like, freaking loses it and he pulls up on Clyde, that scene got me because Jack was going in on Clyde, and Clyde was like, "I'm not the only C, Jay."
That was
Like, Clyde was on Jack's ass. Like, Clyde was like, "I'm not going nowhere with you," like, "No,
I
I'm
really
I'm
thought
following
he
my
was about
lawyer."
I thought he was about to fuck up again and kill him. I thought he was about to fuck up again and kill him. Like, he was
Yeah.
gonna shoot him
The
because
way he
he
was
was
going so hard, like, "You have to come with
yes.
me now, now. I'm not going nowhere with you. I'm getting my Rolls Royce, and I'm gonna go away. Bye-bye now." But, yeah, no, that really got me. But, also, I think was this episode 5
Mhm.
when they dropped, Catherine basically killing her sister?
That was wild.
Wild.
But also, like, kids be petty for shit like that.
Yes, but petty enough where your sister got like, asthma, like, my sister has asthma, so does my nephew, so, like, knowing how much the inhaler means something, you just spraying it out, spraying it out, spraying it out, and as soon and it's like, "But also, sister, why you didn't get your own, inhaler? Like, why don't you always have your inhaler on it? Why you gotta
Also, fat
spray?"
shaming your sister is wild.
Kids are mean. Kids are mean.
Fat
Kids
shaming
are
your sister
so
is wild.
freaking
So,
mean. It's
brought it
ridiculous.
brought it upon yourself. Brought it
Yeah,
upon yourself.
yeah.
Anything else before we touch upon the grand finale?
No, I don't know. I can't remember if Anna basically sticking up for Anna hold on, Anna speaking up for Catherine, sorry, not speaking
Ah,
up, like, when the attack was happening and, like, her, like, pushing her away, and, like, that scene, how it just ends with Catherine leaving was actually kinda, like, amazing because in my head, I didn't think the scene kept going.
I don't think anybody thought the scene kept
And
going.
that is crazy, like, they, like, really set it up for us. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, next, get to the finale, let's get there.
Finale. I thought this was absolutely hilarious, maybe because of the way he said it. So
Yeah,
obviously Priya pulls up to I forget whose house. I think she pulls up to Jack's house,
yeah,
tries to confront him and
yeah,
pays him under arrest. So
yeah,
he obviously wasn't gonna go, pulls
yeah.
out a gun, and then he looks at her, Are you are you fucking mine? Like that shit was funny to me. I just thought that was funny. Um,
Yeah, he had all I had all the like, I'm clearly crying right now. Clearly, he's distraught. Like, clearly, he's so distraught. She's not even like, "You have
yes.
all that blood on you. Why do you think I'm at my house? Like, I'm at my house. I'm trying to leave. Why do you think I have blood on me and you telling me to stop, drop, and roll? Like, what are we talking about?"
Yes. And obviously his love for Anna shows in that moment because
Yes,
nothing was going to stop him from going
for
to
saving her. Yeah,
saving her. I
yeah.
definitely did not expect him to knock out Priya the way he
No.
did because that was wild.
He
That was also
said, I gotta go. So, hey,
yeah,
you gotta go.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to obviously the Anna, Lexi, and Richard fight.
Mhm.
I did not expect Priya to, be that good and headshot
Immediately.
Shorty, and I was
Bam.
like, "Let's
Yeah.
go." I'm here for Priya.
Yeah,
I'm
Priya,
here for Priya.
you gotta make it up because you had to make that one up, huh?
Listen, man, she was laying shit down.
Yeah.
Um, I was going to say that the only negative is like it felt like they got a happy ending, even though they were wilding the whole entire time. Like they were impacting so many different lives. Um, but this was like all of that was like in the first 15 minutes of
Mhm.
the finale. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay. And then then it plays into obviously like the time jump. She's
Mhm.
pregnant,
Mhm.
whatever. She
Got
tells her
married.
boss, like,
They have a happy family.
right. And I was like,
Yeah.
it is what
Oh,
it
hold on,
is.
hold on, before we get there. It was crazy that when their hotel got, canceled, and Richard's like, "Yeah, my in-laws have a house at the lake," and she like, "Why you never told me that?" That's when I really was like, "Oh, it's definitely Izzy. It's
Mhm.
definitely Lizzie," because I'm like, "This whole time we've been up here and you ain't never said, like, your wife is from up here too?" Like, I think that was an important fact to tell someone, but yeah. Okay, back fast forward.
Yes, yes. The way they just, breadcrumb us and, like,
Yeah.
put it all
Yeah.
together. Very
Yeah.
well done. But then obviously, as we mentioned, the plot twist of the year, I don't think there's gonna be any show that will supersede this sort of plot twist, at least for me, because
Yeah.
I did have other friends that were like, "No, I figured out it was the mom, and the dementia shit was fake the whole entire
How
time."
you figure that out?
I have no idea. Hey, I guess they watch way more Law& and Order than I do,
I
but
get you.
I did not see that coming.
At
But,
all.
yeah, so she comes to the house, she sees the envelope, then she reads the note, and then her mom reveals that, she essentially was behind everything, and then we see the actual, um
How she did it.
how she did it, and we also see what actually happened in the Sweet 16, birthday party,
Oof.
which was very traumatic for me to
So
watch.
traumatic.
Um,
So
yeah,
traumatic.
yeah, that was absolutely wild, and I didn't realize this until the episode was done.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't technically I mean, technically she did lie. She still lied to Jack because Jack asked
You
her,
never
like,
she never she never told him the
she
whole
never
thing
told
ever.
him, like, what happened. She just told him that she told him that Catherine
Yeah.
got assaulted, but she never
Yeah.
told him that she,
Yeah.
was assaulted as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
I
maybe that
mean,
was purposeful for the whole entire story.
yes, and then I also think there's this, the commentary of, like, it's hard for victims to
It
come out
is.
and talk about their situation, especially
It
to your
is.
loved one,
It
because,
is.
you start to take on a level of, like,
Guilt.
damaged goods sort of, rhetoric with,
Yeah.
like, you know, whatever the
Yeah.
case may be. But
Yeah.
yeah, I did not see that coming. That was mind-blowing. I don't know if you have any major points you wanted to share before I ask my specific questions.
No, but, one thing I do wanna say is how the mom did it because she was like, especially these rich white people, they don't look at the help. They're not looking at the help at all. Like, how she did it was just so masterful. Like, it was wow. Her brain. Her brain, and, like, the fact that, like, yeah, I had keys to everyone's house. I know how to get in and out of everything because I've always had keys to do it. Even,
Mhm.
like, thinking about, like, when the keys drop when Anna first goes to her mom's house, and I always like, "Dang, why would they get all these goddamn keys on this ring?" I thought
And,
about
like,
that.
why would the keys need to fall?
Right, exactly, and that was, like, something that you think is just so
Irrelevant.
simple, and it's like, that tells the whole story, like,
Mhm,
that was amazing, that was amazing.
mhm.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, so my questions. Well, I guess my first question tying to what you just mentioned,
Mhm.
I feel like there's this new Hollywood trope of
Uh-oh.
black characters getting revenge on white characters.
Oh,
You
Lord.
have the mom obviously, we now have the mom in His and Hers.
Uh-huh.
There's that movie, what is it called? Ma? What
Uh-huh,
Octavia
uh-huh, uh-huh,
Spencer.
uh-huh.
I feel we have the Django.
Mhm.
There's this new movie with Zazie Beetz, which feels like it's the same thing of, like, they're trying to kill her, but she ends up killing everybody else. I feel like there's this new, like, newish Hollywood trope of, like, black characters getting revenge on, their white counterparts. I
Mhm.
don't know if I hate it. I don't know if I love it, but it's
Uh,
just a trend that I've started to see, and
but, also, like, these are stories that we're not seeing often. We're seeing them, but we're not seeing them often. Like, remember, like, back in the day in horror movies and stuff where, like,
the
the
black
black
character
character would
dies
exactly.
first.
Like, that was, like, every story. Like, that was, like, every story. Like, we always knew we watched a scary movie that the black person's gonna die first. If it's only one, they're gonna die first.
Yeah.
So, kinda doing, like, a Uno reverse is interesting. To your point, I don't know if I hate it, if I love it. I think it's interesting to watch.
I think it's interesting, but then it's like I don't like it to become repetitive, where it's like
Yeah.
now every so often, every new show is like, "Oh, you think it's one way. Actually,
I
it's
think
not.
it's
Gotcha."
revenge.
What's homeboy from, Dexter? Surprise, motherfucker. Like, now it's this whole, black people getting even, Get Out, because
Yeah,
nobody black died in Get Out. Like, they all well, homeboy, I forgot how Get Out I have to rewatch that. It's been a
yeah,
while.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
So that was 1. 2, I don't know why I have this thought, and it could be weird,
Mhm.
but John Berthal, the way he performed, gave me the vibe of, like, one of the few white guys that if he was in a predominantly black neighborhood or a black school, he
Would fit in?
not only would he fit in, he would date a black woman, or a black woman would entertain him.
As a black woman who at one point was kinda attracted to white men.
Show over. Show canceled. Show canceled. Show canceled.
And sometimes if they
Scotty,
would
I'm holding it down for you, Scotty. Ain't no fucking way. You just fix your lips to say no
I
shit.
was young, I was young.
Go
I was
ahead, go
I was
ahead.
in a predominantly white neighborhood.
Because remember, in last week, I was complaining about all these interracial stuff that I
Can you
keep
see it again?
seeing it
I
again.
was just
But
thinking of
this one was kind of like I could kind of see it. I could kind like this one
sometimes
worked well.
sometimes they have a look. They have a look.
It wasn't even
He got
necessarily
the
his
look.
look, it was like his demeanor. He was like,
He got
"I'm
some
not dating you
swag.
because you're black, and I'm not white trying to act black. I just genuinely love and care for you." And like, there's like this level of goofiness and like this level of like,
He has some
sin
type of person. It's a swag.
yeah, yeah, like he had like a swagger to him that's like
Yeah,
very nurturing and like very like genuine. Of
yeah.
like, I genuinely care for you. Like, back to, the boss, I don't see color. Like,
I was literally thinking say
I
that.
don't see color. Like,
Right.
he was there because he genuinely loved
Wanted
her. I
to
would have
be
liked to see, the younger version of Jack and see how they would have met, like, back then. Like, because they only had the flashback and the casting for all
yeah,
the girls. Like, you don't see
yeah,
Jack. Like,
yeah, at
I
all,
would've yeah,
at all.
it would've been nice to see a younger version of Jack.
How'd that happen?
Yes. And then my final thing, which is more of a rant, but
Oh god.
if I'm not mistaken, the fuck all 6 episodes dropped on Thursday.
Mhm,
It had to be maybe Friday night or sometime Saturday, and
mhm.
get an email from Netflix talking about, "Hey, here's the ending explained for His and Hers." And I'm like, "Bro, what are we
Why would you
doing?"
do that?
Obviously, you have to, like, click the link in the email to, like, read it so you can
Yeah,
avoid it.
but
But
why
I'm
would you
like,
not do that?
the
It just
show
dropped.
is the show has only been out for 48 hours.
Right.
You want as many people as possible to watch it, which I think is actually happening because I see a lot of conversation about it
Yeah,
online.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, which that's another point I have to make before I forget. But, why would you I hate this, like, day and age where, like, stuff that's, like, reserved for, "Hey, you need to watch this."
Mhm.
Now it's like, we're just putting it out there because, like, obviously, you have those weirdos that like to spoil shit,
Yeah.
but I feel like let the weirdos do that. Don't as a
Don't do it
company
yourself.
yeah, like, don't as a company because you could be
Yeah,
someone like, "Yo, I'm busy Thursday, I'm busy Friday." Then you also have, like, people's attention spans is being sped up because of technology.
yeah,
"Oh, you sent me the email with the details? Alright, let me tap this real quick, read into this. Oh, where this is what y'all did? Alright, I'm cool. I'm
yeah.
good."
I think it's playing into, like, how media for I think about this often, but, whoever controls the media controls the mind,
Mhm.
and how that's, like, really a big, big thing, and, I feel like because Netflix c is controlling the media, they're controlling how we already know our attention span is just not as good as it was
Right.
20 years ago, so they're, like, playing into that, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at
Then
all.
yeah, I would have clicked it on it anyway, even if I didn't finish, but I was very shocked and surprised because I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever gotten an email from them with that. Maybe because they saw my, like, viewing history, but
Yeah.
it's like, "Bro, like, the shit is straightforward. I don't
Yeah.
need any sort of explanation.
Yeah.
Mom just told me she was about that life. Like, I don't need an email telling me what happened." Like, that was enough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to go through this very quickly, but
Okay.
something else that I did was because well, not obviously, but His and Hers is actually based off of a novel.
Book.
So I wanted to point out things that were different in the show in comparison to the novel.
Okay.
So the victim of the high school assault, which is probably the most significant change in the show, obviously on Anna's 16th birthday, the mean girls, Rachel, Zoe, and Helen, lured Anna and Catherine to the woods. The men attacked Anna while the others watched and filmed it. In the book, it was Catherine who was the victim of the assault. Anna was part of the group of the girls who watched, but she
Mm,
eventually felt guilty and tried to
mm,
help Catherine later, though her initial inaction was what caused the rift. And that
mm.
was very interesting from that sort of standpoint.
Yeah.
Um, Anna's character and unreliability. In the show, Anna is portrayed as a grieving, sharp, and somewhat icy professional. Her unreliability comes from her trauma and secret keeping. In the book, Anna is much more traditional, unreliable narrator. She's a high functioning alcoholic who
Mm,
suffers from frequent blackouts. This makes
mhm,
the reader and Anna herself genuinely wonder if she could have committed the murders during a
mhm,
drunken
mm.
stupor. She doesn't remember, which that's an interesting sort of
And
angle.
honestly, that might to see that being played out might have been a little difficult, maybe. I could see that, like, reading a book and, like, oh god, like, being like, "Oh, shit, she did this shit. Like, she blacking out. She don't remember shit." But to play that out, viewing
I
it
think
might
they
be
could
a
have
little
done it.
harder.
I
Yeah, I
think they
think it
could have
could have
done
been
it.
done in a way, but I like how they did it. I do like how they played out everything and told the story.
The relationship with Jack. In the show, Jack and Anna are separated, estranged following the death of their child, and the show focuses on their will they, won't they tension and eventual reconciliation. In the book,
Mhm.
their relationship is much darker. Jack is arguably more of a suspect in the book because his anger and questionable behavior are more pronounced. The
Mm.
him and her chapters are designed to make you distrust both of them equally.
Mhm.
I might need to get this book. Um,
Must be good.
Catherine and Lex slash Lexi's backstory. In the show, it adds a subplot where Catherine slash Lexi killed her own sister, Andrea, by hiding her inhaler as a child because she was being bullied for her weight. In the book, the specific sister murder backstory is not a major plot point. Catherine is framed as a victim who became a survivor, whereas the show leans harder into making her appear like a potential sociopathic killer to keep the
Yeah,
mystery alive.
yeah.
The role of the mother, Alice. While Alice is the killer in both versions, the way it's handled differs. In the show, the ending is more explicit. Anna finds the letters Alice wrote and definitively learns the truth about her mother's crimes. In the book, the reveal is handled through the anonymous third person narrator, the killer chapters. The ending is slightly more atmospheric and leaves the weight of the legacy of secrets hanging over the family in a more subtle, haunting way. And then lastly, the setting and atmosphere. The show is set in American South, Georgia, leading on the Southern Gothic vibe. The book is set in the UK, primarily in London, in a small
Mm.
village called Blackdown. The British class system and the specific prep school culture of the UK play a larger role in the social dynamics of the book.
You know what? That's true. Cause no cap, no cap, I'm from Georgia. All girls school in a place in a small town, I cannot see that. I can't see that.
Mm.
I can't see that. When I think of Dahlonega, I think of cabins, country, public school. Like, I don't think of a private all-girls school at all. I think that's more like to me, when I think of it, I think it was like more of like a city, like big city type of things where you're like in an all-girls school. So that was one thing, was like, in a Dahlonega, but I guess I'm
I'm
cool
rolling.
with
I'm rolling.
I'm cool with it. You know, maybe something I don't know. I didn't live there, so I don't know. But yeah, that was actually one thing I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah. In terms of ratings, I think I gave all 5 episodes a 4, and maybe episode 4, I gave like a 3.5 because I think episode 4 was like the shortest. It was like 30
Yeah.
minutes. But then obviously,
You get that
finale,
you gave a 5
perfect,
out of 5.
perfect,
5
perfect.
out of 5.
Because I was not expecting that at all.
I have a question for you.
Uh-oh.
Um, we reviewed The Beast in Me, and then we did His and Hers. Comparing the 2, what would you say is better?
I think his and hers is better because it tries to do more.
Okay.
And because it's like it's leading you across this storyline of like who did it, you
Yeah,
don't really know. Is it Jack? Is it Anna? Is
yeah,
it another party? Is it Clyde? Is it Richard?
yeah,
Whatever. So I think it does that more versus obviously in the Beast in Me, we know it's
yeah,
Niles. And like, does Niles get away with it? Or
yeah,
does I forget Claire Danes' character, does she die not being able to get the truth out there?
yeah.
Um, and I also think the series finale in The Beast in Me, I don't want to call it flat, but it's kind of like it
It
just
was
ends.
yeah,
There's nothing like there was no build up or anything like that. Like at
yeah,
least with His and Hers, we end with episode 5 with Anna going to the cabin with Richard, and then it's like, does she make it out of this? Nobody
yeah,
knows. Does Jack save her? Does Jack get caught up?
yeah,
Does Jack get locked up? Because we know how the justice system works. Your
yeah.
semen was in that woman. They could have easily just said,
Pinned
hey,
it on him.
and it's
Yeah, he could've
crickets
been
for you.
suspect. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the beast in me is slightly different, but uh I would say His and Hers is better.
I got you. Oh,
You agree?
oh, for my
Disagree?
opinion oh, no. I have
I
my
thought
opinion, you have your opinion. No, but I feel like I like The Beast in Me a lot, and I think the biggest part was just, like, kinda holding me down holding me down is the recap. That recap episode in Beast in Me was,
oh
like
yeah, that flashback episode was great TV.
that was, like, I need that. Like, I love to see like I said, I'm a very chronological person. So if
Uh-huh.
I can see how we got here in this whole mess of it all, I need that. I love that. Like, I feel like the flashbacks in, His and Hers were good because they were, like, very sparse, like, drop, 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 but I love to see everything as a whole versus drop, drop, drop. Like, I would have
Yeah.
loved to see just like how it used to me where Anna's 16th birthday and, maybe we cut it off where Catherine is at or whatever, and then we flash back again, and then we see the rest of it all, but if I would've seen it like that, I'd probably be like, "Okay, yeah, yeah, you got me," but that
Yeah.
was a great flashback, I would say, to Beast in Me, and that just took the cake for me.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I think that His and Hers did more work
Yeah,
because they gave you more characters to focus on
it was a lot of
versus
characters, definitely a
yeah,
lot of
The
characters. It
Beast
wasn't a
in
lot
Me.
yeah,
Yeah, The
it was
Beast in
great.
Me is primarily a story about Claire Dane's character and Niles, and then
Yeah,
however it plays out.
yeah.
But that was long as shit. So you guys should appreciate this and do the things that we need you to do because we gave you a long ass episode of covering the pit, covering His and Hers. I already mentioned all the shows that we will be covering in the coming
Woo!
weeks. So yeah, so make sure you follow us on socials. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, and then like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. We're on Spotify for both audio and video, even though sometimes I'll be late with the video, but that's a different conversation for another day. Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. You can listen to us on your Kindle device as well. And yeah, we appreciate everybody for tuning in. Oh, one last thing. I'll be in the comments. I'll be in the comments sometimes. Not really on Instagram. People are very nice on Instagram.
Yeah,
But you TikTokers and you YouTubers,
no
watch your
filter.
fucking watch your fucking mouth.
Woo!
Watch your fucking mouth.
Pew, 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 pew.
I don't even need to respond. I just remove comment.
Child,
That's all I gotta do. That's all I gotta do.
I'm
I'm
cool.
joking. I'm kidding, of course.
I'm
Like,
cool.
it's all subjective, but I don't do the back and forth. If we are having a dialogue about something, we can have our stance. I can listen to your stance. But once
Yeah.
it starts getting to like disrespectful shit or like
Yeah.
even, I'm trying to think, like, obviously people felt some type of way about your thoughts when it came to Franklin or
Oh, and
whoever being
ghosts.
villains, Ghost
I
being
knew it.
villains, that, I feel like there was something else that somebody was commenting on YouTube or whatever, but I'll be seeing the comments, it's like, "You know what? Y'all gotta relax. Y'all
People
gotta
love
relax."
that. They love to rage bait you,
Yeah, yeah.
child. It's
It's fine, it's fine.
well, nah.
I don't be paying no mind because there's plenty of people who love us and adore us. I've been
Yeah,
sharing the numbers with you.
yeah.
We out here. We out
It's
here.
crazy. It's honestly crazy every time I think
We
about it.
out here. We out
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
like
yeah.
them- so tell a friend to tell a friend, then tell your friend,
We
tell your
here.
girl, tell your man, tell
Yeah,
they, tell he, she, whatever. Tell your dog. I don't know. Just put it on, walk out the room. I don't give a fuck what you do. We need all the interactions as possible. Cause
yeah.
I ain't got no job. So if
Oh,
there was to blow up and I ain't got work no more, listen, I
get it.
would record every day for y'all if need be. I'll do whatever.
Wake up in the morning, coffee and recording. Boop, boop. I would love that. Yeah.
Listen. But that's all we got, and we out of here.
All right. Bye.